So this is going to be different because I'm not going to get to take you on an adventure today. So I thought we'd just have a little chat. When I started really making these videos, I wanted to tell stories that would entertain other people that enjoyed flying drones as much as I do. But at the same time, I also wanted to make content that people who didn't necessarily fly would also find entertaining. And it would be like my way of helping you guys who don't fly see what we do and come along on adventures with us and enjoy the experience. And some of you guys who watch my videos don't fly, and that's awesome. Thanks for hanging out. But then some of you guys see this stuff and are like, I want to do that. That seems fun, and that's even more awesome. If you guys want to get into this, great, you should. It's so much fun. And so I get questions like, what's the first drone I should buy? What's the best way to get into this? How do I start? And I don't really have a great answer. So this video isn't really going to be able to answer that. But the best part of this YouTube thing is that we get to talk. Like, you guys leave comments and I get to talk to you in the comments, and you guys get to talk to each other in the comments, and I can look at all that conversation and make videos based on that. So that rapid feedback is just the coolest part of doing this. So thank you guys for playing along. And let's just talk for a minute about how to start flying FPV, acrobatic, race drone, whatever you want to call it. I guess I'll start by saying how I got into it, which was I didn't want to at all. I mean, there was this guy who I worked with that would fly this little drone around the office, and I thought it was really cool, and I always wanted to try it, but I didn't really want one for myself. And he kept telling me, go buy one, Drew, go buy one, you'll have it. And I just wasn't, I didn't need another thing to spend my money on. And anyway, I got there one day and there was a drone waiting on my desk, and he had gone out and bought me a Blade Nano QX, and I ended up playing with that thing so much. It was this thing. Actually, I don't know if this is the exact first drone I had, because I ended up getting a few of them so that my friends could fly with me, and then as things broke, I replaced the parts. So honestly, this thing is still so much fun. I guess it's not totally fair to call this a toy, because it is a little bit more pricey, which is nice because it does have flight modes that are like the real bigger drones. Like, you can fly this without auto leveling, which was awesome for me learning how to do flips and stuff. I mean, I spent so much time in my basement just learning to fly this thing around and flip. But yeah, so I just hung out playing with my toy drone for quite some time, and replaced things when they broke, and I didn't really want to get that much deeper into it. That same guy kept trying to get me more into flying things. He got me into flying these battle wings for a while. Ton of fun. And I had a brief stint learning how to fly collective pitch helicopters with these little micro helis. I never got that good at 3D, but it's really fun. Anyways, eventually I built my first FPV race drone, and it was something like this, like a blackout style, 250 sized. We didn't use TriBlades at the time, but yeah, it was really fun, and I just flew it casually here and there, take it to the park, cruise around. And then I saw this Charpoo video, and I think any of us who fly this have seen this video where he's flying through this abandoned, like blown up hospital, and he's like flipping through holes in brick walls, and it's like really gnarly. And I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool to do sometime. And I got a little bit more into it and was practicing more, but it wasn't until I saw this schizo video called Tree Dancing. A flight test had shared it. It was like July of 2 summers ago. And I watched this thing just like, I think I watched it like 3 times in a row. Just, it wasn't that he was doing the craziest tricks I'd ever seen, but it was how he was doing it. This style just blew my mind. It was so, I saw this and I was like, I want to do that. And I just slowly got more and more and deeper into this thing, and it's been a blast. And like a year and a half later, I still can't fly as good as Schizo, but I did get to hang out with him once and steal one of his drones, which was like one of the coolest things for me ever. So you want to start flying FPV drones. Where's the best place to start? I think Steel recently recommended that you start on a simulator. I didn't do that, but I think it's a really good idea. And you can get like a $20 or $30 USB controller that plugs into your computer and can run a simulator, and you'll have like $20 or $30 worth of fun. So that's a great option. I'll see if I can find one and put a link in the description that you could check out. And the simulators themselves are either free or cheap. There's a lot of options. I'll put some more links in the description. And if you're interested in hearing more about the simulators that I've tried, I could do a video about that. But they're not a real true experience. They're a great tool for learning the controls and kind of what to expect based on what you input and what you're going to see. And they're a great way to see if it's something that you're going to be interested in. And if you are, you're going to want to do the real thing. So what's the first thing that you should buy? You know, I kind of think micro drones are such a great way to start because you can fly them around your house and they're pretty safe. You can bounce them off the walls and off people, although don't, because if you get them stuck in someone's hair, they're still not going to be happy. But you're not going to do any real damage, and they're really fun. And they can be as simple or as complex. Like even this one is running a high-performance F1 flight board with 19,000 kV brushed motors and you don't need to go that crazy. The Inductrix Fpv, the same people that made that Nano QX that I started out with, it's a great option. You can pretty much pull it out of the box and fly. I mean, you can use the transmitter and the screen that it comes with, but really getting a higher quality transmitter and a set of goggles is going to give you a better experience. And yeah, that's a great way to start playing with it because you can just fly around your house without much consequence. But regardless of whether or not you start with a simulator and work your way up to flying a micro drone around your house, or if you just right from the get-go know this is something you want to get into, this is where it's at. A truly well-built, high-performance, acrobatic race drone. I mean, so much fun. So what do you get? I think building your own truly is the best option because you get to build it exactly the way you want it and tune it exactly the way you want it. But it does require some knowledge and it does require getting over a learning curve. So it might be good to buy something off the shelf, or maybe you're just not going to get that deep into it, but you still want something that flies pretty good. So you definitely should be able to enjoy this without having to invest all the time and energy learning all the ins and outs of this. Like, you should be able to buy something off the shelf that may not perform quite as good as one of these, but will still be a ton of fun. So what is that? There actually are a handful of options, and the first ones that come to mind are like the Immersion RC Vortex Pro and the Team Black Sheep Vendetta. And some people have been asking me about the the eShine Wizard. I haven't actually tried any of these options, and there's so many more that I haven't even heard of. So if you want to go down that route, look around. There are some other really good YouTube channels that review these things. I mean, I wish I could, walk into Excel and say, give me every single ready to fly drone that you have and I'll try them all, and then I can tell my friends which is the best one, but I can't afford that. So maybe check out UAV Futures. I'll put a link in the description. He seems like a cool Australian dude, and he's tried more of these drones than I can count. So, just go watch a bunch of his videos, and that'll help you see kind of what's out there. But there are options. I don't know what the best one is, but maybe throughout this year, we can help each other figure it out. Because if people want to get into this, I want to help them. It's so much fun. And I want to share the experience, which is why I started making these vlogs in the first place. So I'll probably have to make a follow-up video. Anyways, as always, thank you for hanging out. I'll leave you with some flight footage from the other day, and I'll see you soon.